we keep walking. We're heading back to the border to come back over, and all of a sudden this flashlight pops on us, and it's just like flashing like this, like this, like this, like this.
Yeah.
And then it's like, he's like, come over here. And it's like a federale. He's like a police officer. And he's like, okay, first thing he says, all the guys, you're going to jail. Get against the wall. And we're like, what do we do? He's like, you're being way too loud. Okay, I'm going to call my boss. And then he's like, and you know what, guys? You know what? I'm really good with a gun. You're being obnoxious. We're putting you in jail for the night. So it's like, it basically seemed like he was trying to just extort us. He's like, what do you do for money? And one of my friends is like, he just points at me and he's like, that guy breakdances. And then the cop's like, what's breakdancing? And my friend's like, do it right now. I'm talking asphalt.
Mexican asphalt.
I break and
Mexican asphalt.
I had to do a round for the cop. I did a round. I did a round on the asphalt. I got up, my elbows are bleeding, my knees are bleeding. And you know what he says? Do it again.
Oh my God.
I had to go again. And
two rounds, dude,
it's like the most intense terror. Because you hear about
He's like tiebreaker, you gotta go again.
You hear about jail and you hear about Mexican jail, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And so you're like,
I'd be like, dude, I'm not coming
you
back.
You send me
from
to
here.
jail, like, okay, and you send me to Mexican jail, I'm dead. So I was like, I have to do it again.
Dead.
So I have this like thought in my head, like this terrifying thought that I'm gonna die. Like I'm gonna die here. My body was like this, like really shaking. I was so scared. And so I did it anyways. And the funniest thing was, so I have this thought in my head. And what does he do? He breaks out his flashlight and starts acting like it's like a disco light. He's just like flashing it. He's like flashing it. He's smoking. He like asked my friend for he asked for like my friend for like a cigarette.
He made you do a tiebreaker round.
He did. I guess I don't know. He wasn't satisfied.
I guess you won that round, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a jerk off jam to me. You know what I mean? I want to see something.
Hashtag jerk off jam.
Brought to you by Jerk Off Jam. I'm going to make a fake ad for that, actually. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the sewer system of the internet. From the ashes of every deleted MySpace account, and the embarrassing porn files you deleted from your computer, and every Dogecoin you wish you bought, arises a phoenix that goes by the name of Noise of the Broke Boys podcast. I am your host, Kurt the Hurt, along with my man, Livik. Today's special guest is a b-boy, a retro video game enthusiast, and the host of the Claim Show Game Show, my boy Zodiak. What's up? How are you doing?
What's up, everybody?
How's
Zodiak,
it going?
Ill Flavor Rejects. Thank you for having me in the palace of the broke boys.
The palace of the broke boys, laden with garbage among the streets.
It's beautiful in here.
Fit for kings.
Fit for kings.
Yeah, because we are kings. Dude, thanks for coming on, man.
Thank you for having me.
I know you got a lot of stuff going on. Can you talk to us a little bit about like what you're doing with this Claim Show Game Show?
All right. So Claim Show Game Show is what we call a claim sale, a live claim sale. It started on Instagram, but I flipped it over to Twitch now. But how it works is basically like I sit behind the camera and have a bunch of like, I break out a bunch of games. Speaking of, actually, I brought some stuff. So I brought this from Claim Show Game Show for you, Kurt. This is for you.
Oh, what? Oh,
dang. Yeah, I brought that for you.
It's a Fallout?
Compliments of Claim Show Game
sick.
Show. But how it would work is like, so I would just hold that up and be like, so I have this Voltec Fallout lunchbox, and this is the condition, and then I would say, and this is gonna cost $10. So if you want it, you just type claim. So you just type claim into the chat, and that basically puts you like a binding that you are gonna purchase that item, and then I just charge you shipping, and then I mail it to you.
Oh, dang, dude.
Yeah, and then I just go through this list. But what's different, there's other claim shows out there. You can see them on Instagram and Twitch. But what I like to do with mine is it's called Claim Show Game Show because it's a game show and a claim show. So therefore, I sell games, but I also play games with the people watching.
Oh, that's
so like
tight.
they answer a question. And then when they, if they answer the question first, they get to play a game. And basically what I did is get a bunch of games like loaded onto my PC, like a lot of NES games like Ring King and Tetris and stuff like that. And it'll be like Tetris, you know how there's like Tetris blocks, they're all different shapes.
Yeah,
I say, okay, so if you can tell me what shape is gonna be in the next box when the game's over, you win this prize.
Oh, okay.
And if they guess correct, you just send it to them.
Oh, that's
one
tight.
time. And there's one game I really like to do. A lot of people like this one. It's this game called Vegas Dreams. It's a casino game, and I do roulette. And if the person picks the number correctly, I give them like a banger prize. I've given away like, or I've offered up like a Earthbound. I've offered up like a
Dang.
Mario 3 complete in the box, the left side bros they call it, which
What
is
the
a first
rare,
print,
man.
which is a first print and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So I'm trying to change it up, claim sales, because it seems like you just watch people say this is the next item, this is the next
Yeah.
item, and you just kind of like go.
Yeah, you're trying to hype it up with
Yeah.
some wackiness.
Yep.
That's dope. Yeah, so and so you're selling these things, and I guess how do you come to get them though? You know, because it seems like you do a lot of digging, I guess I would call it.
Yeah, I used to go to Goodwill's like almost every day.
Okay.
Every day I had like a run of Goodwills. I'm gonna go north today. Tomorrow I'm gonna go south. Next day I'm gonna go east. And it was like a weekly thing.
Okay.
But then I don't know what happened. All of a sudden all the Goodwills started disappearing, and the ones that are here, they just sell like old pastel like pillows and stuff.
Yeah, it's
Games
all just
anymore.
like
you go in and you find a
tea
game.
sets
It's
and
like
shit.
it's like NFL 2008,
Oh, yeah.
and you open it up and it's not even in there. It's just
Yeah.
an empty case. So
Yeah.
now I've kind of reverted to going back to flea markets, kind of the old
Yeah.
school way of doing it. And
Yeah.
you can still find bargains at the flea market, contrary to a lot of popular
Yeah.
belief. Because you'll go to the flea market and you'll see a booth and it will just be all games, like so many games, like
Yeah.
controllers and everything. And you go there and you ask like, how much is this Mario for? And it's like $20. Like, oh gosh, come on, this game's like $3. And
Yeah.
they just upcharge everything.
Yeah.
I always avoid those and just go to the ones that are like garage sale style.
Okay.
Booth areas.
Do you dig online too? Or?
I dig online. You can find deals sometimes. I go on eBay sometimes and do bids. I'm not too aggressive on those though.
Okay.
I would mainly use like Facebook Marketplace is a really good one to look for ones, and OfferUp is really good too. But you have to be extremely persistent on both of those, and especially OfferUp, because I've seen a thing pop up and it said literally, it's been up for 2 minutes. I'll say I'm ready to buy it. I'll pay you this. They say, oh, it's already sold. You just posted
dude.
2 minutes ago. Yeah.
That's crazy. So essentially, you're kind of like I don't know what you'd call it.
A game collector, or
It's a game. Well, but you're also what? Do people? What is that shit called? Where they? Hey,
Like an auctioneer.
Yeah, auctioneer. Yeah,
Yeah,
is that kind of like how it is?
Kind of like when I sell games, I give a flat price, but we do auctions sometimes.
Yeah,
We start
okay.
at $1 and whatever rate it goes to. But I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie, like I am somewhat. It's a kind of a derogatory term, but it's like a reseller ish. But I always try to cut when I sell my games. That when I buy them, I always look at eBay, the sold listings, what it's selling for, and then go below what it sold for.
Oh, okay.
While people on eBay will look at what it's selling for, and they'll go for that. So a game like let's say another one, we'll say Mario again. Mario is sold for $3, but it's selling for $20. So they'll say, okay, I'm gonna make this $20. But me, it'd be like, it's selling for $3. We're gonna make it $2.
Okay.
So it's just to make it like a little profit, kind of.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah.
That's
And also, it's like it's a community. A lot of the people I sell to are friends, like I've met through Instagram or Twitch. So they're always asking me for different games, and they're into certain things. So I kind of we try to help each other out in the community.
Yeah.
Is there? Can you talk more on that? Like, is there more of a community? Because I know there's a lot of people that are getting into retro games and stuff like that.
It's a huge community. I mean, they have conventions. They had a convention up here. I think it was like last year I went to.
Okay.
And they have. It's a really cool community for the most part. But you have your bad apples, and but for the most part, it's a really supportive community. That's always the community that I'm part of, like the group I'm in, the tight group. We're like very into helping each other out, cutting deals. We call them Delios.
Delios.
Yeah, Delios, yeah. Shout out to my friend Young Games, his website, retrodelio.com.
Okay.
He's the one who got me into doing claim sales.
Yeah, so before you got into that, you were always into retro games, right?
Yeah, I've been into retro games for a long
Forever, yeah.
Can you
right.
talk about like the first thing when you were a kid? Oh, I want to go play this game. What made you feel? Or
Well, when I was a kid, it's funny because when I was a kid, I loved video games. Then I took a break and that's when I started skating and breaking, and then I started getting back into collecting games because I missed them. But yeah, when I first was a little kid, I was playing like NES, like Excite Bike and Mega Man 3. Mega Man 3 is still in my heart, like one of my favorite games.
That game is fucking hard.
Yeah, it is hard, but just the soundtrack alone is like.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Some people, I mean, I argue it's the best soundtrack of all the Mega Mans.
Uh-huh.
Some people say two. I say 3.
Yeah.
That game kicks my ass, dude.
So that was the first game you ever got introduced like to games that made you.
Yeah, it was those NES games that and like Simon's Quest, Castlevania.
Oh yeah.
It was a lot of NES. But it was funny because I wasn't like Mega Man 3. I did play, but like Excite Bike, Simon's Quest. That was me watching my older brothers, not letting me play.
Oh yeah.
And how you got more into like you know how you're into like PlayStation and let's go on more consoles. So, like, can you talk more about that, like the evolution of it?
Yeah, about like how I got into like PlayStation and stuff.
Yeah,
like
like obviously, like you got into like how it has evolved. Like now, you know how we started with an Atari or even.
Oh yeah, it seems like every generation from Atari, which I was just playing I have 2600. I was playing it like 2 days ago. It's still fun, but every generation, graphics get better. The fun gets more fun, more interactive. In the games, they're getting more diverse. Yeah, it's not just platform.
What I've seen a lot nowadays is like a lot of these indie developers, they come in with like a retro graphics style. With like some new game mechanics, and they're like doing so well. Like I played a game recently, Celeste. I don't know if you know that one.
I don't think I played that one. No.
Yeah, I mean it's just a platformer, but it's super good, and literally your character's like 5 pixels or some shit. Yeah, and it's such a good game. But I was like, wow, this game is amazing, and it's all done in like that NES style, but it runs really well. Like the controls are just perfect. You can tell that the developer put a lot of like the new tech into it to make it really amazing, but it still goes off that nostalgia that you get.
I totally agree with you because there's this retro game styles, but they run so clean, and it's like they focus more on the gameplay than the graphics.
Yes.
You know, when there's times when they make games that the graphics are so good that the game's busted, and it's just like this is unplayable. Looks beautiful, but it's unplayable. Yeah. But then they make like there's this one game that came out it's on Switch now. They just ported it over. It's called Ollie Ollie, and they called the one on Switch Stance. It's a skateboarding game, and it's a platformer. So it's totally like Tony Hawk, where you have to like combo moves like the whole run and stuff like that to get big scores, but it's totally like pixelated graphics. It's a little guy like this, but it's so fun and it's so addictive, and it just kind of proves that people these days the graphics don't matter as much. People are always bragging 6K, whatever K, like dude,
it's the concept.
This 8-bit game is way more playable than your 6K boring game.
It's like when Tony Hawk came out. That's why the whole concept was, because it was different, and everybody was like, "Oh man, I could do this trick," and that's the whole objective.
I'm really curious if they ever went back to those like really shitty NES games that were just busted because the controls suck. If they just remade those to make the controls better, if those games would hit. You know, like I don't know if you remember.
We've had a following.
Angry video game nerd.
Oh yeah,
I love that guy, but he's shitted on so many games, and
he shit on games I like.
Definitely he shit on games that I like.
Castlevania, he did one on Castlevania too.
Yeah, Castlevania.
One of my favorite games.
There's some games on there that I'm like, man, this kind of looks fun, but it looks like it's a mess to play because the controls suck.
Broken. Controls can make and break a game.
Definitely,
for sure.
Yeah, and so I feel like that's kind of the new age now. Is like they got these really well-made things, and with the retro style graphics, it brings back, I guess, the nostalgia of it. From when we were kids, at least, millennial age type of people.
We can relate, and
yeah. So, with retro games, I know obviously like you're a b-boy. Did you ever see a correlation between your gaming habit and or the things you enjoy about your gaming with breaking?
Well, for starters, video gaming is one of the early video gaming is like what got me into breaking. Okay. Video games got me into b-boying.
Interesting.
And also I was looking through my stuff, and I can see connections through video games and hip hop all over. And if you don't mind, I brought some examples.
Oh, sure.
First off, I have
this guy brought.
I have this one. Yeah, I want to make it a little interactive for you. This is a gift for you. I brought this Parappa the Rapper.
Dude, this game was so
dope. I remember this game.
Very hip hop.
Hell yeah.
Parappa the Rapper keychain. That's for you.
Thank you, bro.
What did he do?
Appreciate
Press on the gas.
Yeah.
Press on the gas.
Yep.
The brake. And he's just rapping.
Dude, I've got this.
Actually, this changed the whole thing, because back then we didn't have games to move. dance.
You just hit buttons on
Yes,
that, right?
exactly.
But it's so fun. The music's so addictive. They made that one, and they put it on the second one too. They have 2 of them actually.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, one. The other one's on
This
PlayStation
was like
2.
one of the first, I think, PlayStation games.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was just to get you familiar with. I feel like it was to get you familiar with the controller.
Yeah.
And then they came out with the Breakin game, and that changed the whole thing.
Yeah, actually, I have another gift for you, Livik. I brought you the Bboy the game. There you go. Exactly.
That's what it is.
This is for you. Whether you play it, as a gift, until you enjoy it. It's for you.
I got a PlayStation 2 over there.
Yeah,
There you
go ahead. Go enjoy it. It's for you.
That's funky, man. I got physics, man.
Yeah,
dude. This game, freaking, who was it? Benny, I think, was just so broken. You could like just kill it with like 90s or something. Yeah.
That's cool. We'll put it right here.
Yeah, that's another influence, and I have some other ones if I don't mind. Let's break them out really quick. Oh yeah, this one got me in. I got this. I got this in Japan. If this is very hip hop, it's a Beat Mania beat pad.
What? How the heck does that work?
So it's kind of like a rhythm game where you just hit on the lines, but then this is a scratch button.
What?
So, but how do you play the game? You just the music starts and
this is from PlayStation?
It plugs into a PlayStation as games. It's like like Dance Revolution where
that's crazy. I never knew
that.
You
just hit these buttons light up, and I guess you can plug headphones in and like listen to like volumes in your own head, and then you can scratch too. Pretty sick. But,
dude, that's hella tight. What was this a game that was actually in America, or this was only in Japan?
They did some later here. I think they did a PlayStation 2 one and maybe PlayStation 3 ones. And but the original was I think it was only released in Japan for the console, and then they had an arcade one here. You'd go to like what do they call that? What do they call it? Like Boomers or whatever. You know what what do they call it? Scandia or something like those arcades. And they'd have like one of these set up there, like by the VR machines.
Oh yeah, I think I do remember some stuff like that.
It was really fun. And
that's dope,
dude. That's hip hop. That's what's up.
Yeah, that's dope.
That's hella tight.
It's really connected. It's
I got a little more influence. Let me see what it is. This is one of my main influences. Sorry, break out this bag. Oh yeah, here's another one too. It was very hip hop.
Oh
yeah,
I know you got the same shirt.
Yeah,
This game was tight, dude.
This game was really fun. This is actually a dual disc though. This isn't the rare one. The rare one is just the game by itself.
Oh really?
Where you can play it. It's backwards compatible. If you play the one that's just this game, you can play it on 360. I think.
Yeah, 360.
Like yeah.
I think they re-released this game actually recently.
Radio Future.
Dude,
I think I have the one for Dreamcast in here too.
I remember the graffiti.
Yeah, because you would skate. You basically skate around on the rollerblades and then just graffiti the wall and stuff. And it was like you'd grind on some shit, and it would be like some impossible like 200-foot grind across the whole thing, and you're like spraying like the wall as you do it.
So there's nothing more. There's nothing. This game. This is the Japanese version of the Rapper. Right?
Yeah.
I just wanted to bring this
discussion
to you guys to show you guys this because check this out. So this is so hip hop. Now look at one of the things the inserts is like a vinyl.
Oh, that's hella tight.
What?
It looks like a little vinyl that they. It's only in the Japanese one. It's really cool.
That's so ill.
Yo, that's tight, dude.
But that's the Japanese version.
Yeah, I remember this game, dude.
Okay, this is the direct influence games that influenced me to start breakdancing. I don't know if you've ever played these games, but they're called Bust the Groove.
I have. Yes, I
There's
have.
like straight up b-boying in this game. There's straight up b-boying.
Yeah.
There's locking in these games. There's like voguing in these games.
Yeah.
There's b-boying in these games. And it's funny. There's 2 characters I remember from the first one. There's a guy named Bayo. Oh no, there's a guy named Gasso and a guy named what's his name? Oh, I can't think of his name. The fire.
He was the red one, right?
Heat. That's it.
Yeah,
Heat. Yeah, and Heat. And Gasso was the guy. He had like a gas mask on his stuff. And I remember when we were just learning how to be he'd do head spins and he'd do like a drill. And me and my friends were convinced like that is impossible. There is no way you could spin that many times on your head. And like little did we know, man. And I also thought I invented swipes when I was learning.
Yeah, and then you see Gombi do it like crazy, and you're like, I guess that.
Yeah, those are my ones. And then this is just Jet Grind for Dreamcast. This is the original one.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to bring you guys a couple examples of just different hip.
That's crazy.
There's a ton.
Did it ever inspire you, like combine, like, oh, I saw this and I want to create a move, or did it ever?
These two. Oh, I bit moves so hard out of these games. Like we'd put it, me and my friends when we were learning, because you can put them on practice mode and you can just put it on a move, and they would just repeat doing the move. You don't touch the buttons. They would just do it. They just do it over and over. So we just watch it and we'd pause it and we'd see where their hands were and all that.
Shit.
We bit so much stuff.
He
Totally. I'm wearing my Miller's Outpost B-boy on my shirt, my bandana. I'm biting moves in my friend's living room.
Dude, that's tight.
It's crazy. Because you're very creative. Because your whole style.
Definitely.
It's very creative. So that's why I was like,
it's because he was biting off of video games. That's tight.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Dude, what was the guy from Tekken? He would.
Oh, Eddie Gordo?
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
I spent the whole summer. I wasn't trapped in this cabin. Well, I wasn't trapped. It was a fun time, but I was kind of trapped. Okay, so I brought my PlayStation with me in that summer. Dude, I played Tekken 3 the whole summer, and I played as Eddie Gordo in practice mode, and would just try to do like the longest power sets I could do with him. Because you can do like legit
power sets.
You could do
the side kick to the flares,
and then keep going, and I would just keep comboing them, and I would see how long I could go before he would touch the ground.
Yeah.
It was whole summer, man. And then I go play my friends. Like, you're cheating. You're just smashing buttons. Like, no, you have no clue. I've been training on this.
Dude, that's tight. Yeah, no, I remember playing that game back in the day, and I was like, dude, this is freaking tight. How do you learn how to do this shit?
And then you hit start. If you hit the start button with him, you turn him into Tiger, and he's the disco.
Oh yeah.
That's right. Yeah, dude. Oh man,
unlocking the world in your brain.
I know. I'm like, I forgot about all that shit, dude. That's tight.
Yeah, Tekken, man. Tekken 3.
That was that was a fun game.
Tekken 3 and Tekken Tag. I like Tekken Tag a lot.
Tekken Tag is a fun game too. Yeah.
That changed it too, because that's when they switch, right?
Yeah. I would pick Eddie Gordo and Kuma. Totally different styles. The big bear.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. And you do that thing where he just reaches.
The claws.
He takes like half your life off.
That's tight. So with your retro gaming and your breaking, like, and obviously it was colliding. Do you find that your breaking now inspires like you to go back to these retro games, or I guess is it still connected in that sense?
Can you rephrase that? Sorry.
Like, I guess, because with nostalgia, like you kind of get, for me, martial arts is what kind of got me into breaking, and so breaking kind of always reminds me back to martial arts. I get like this nostalgic feeling to like, I should go do martial arts again. Do you get that same kind of sense with retro gaming?
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Yeah, especially with playing these two games, Busted Grooves, definitely. And whenever I hear some songs from Beat Mania, like these hip hop beats, I remember we used to like listen to them on like MIDI discs. Maybe you want to go practice again and stuff like that. Yeah, man.
Were you ever practicing to just like soundtracks of games?
Dude, like all the time. Dude, when I was starting. Okay, I come from. They're much more hip hop now in San Diego. But when I was in North County, San Diego, dude, the scene was like nothing. It was like, there wasn't more far north of us in Oceanside, but in my little town of Encinitas, it was very small. So we had no clue. We were literally looking on like breakdance.com at like step-by-step written words.
Oh my god, those were terrible.
Yes, and it
was like step 1, put your arm in your like stomach. Step 2,
but no
swing.
pictures, and you're like,
words. What the fuck does this even
like
say?
That was our mentors for like the first like year of b-boying. It was like, and they would put names like ridiculous names, like a thing that's called a swipe. They put it down as like Ninja Outburst or something. Did you ever see that? Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
Swirly do.
It was like the spinneroonies.
Yeah, dude, I remember reading a couple of those, and I was like, dude, if anyone can learn a move from this shit, I will give them money, dude, because this is insane.
Exactly.
This is terrible.
So we had to pull our stuff from. Dude, I'll tell you the truth. The first person of my friends that started breakdancing, he got the idea to start from like an Usher music video.
Yeah. Wow. You know what? This is why there isn't a shit ton of little kids from our generation that are hella good. They're all like now, because back then it's like you need to know how to read to actually learn how to break. Now these little kids are like 5 years old doing air flares.
You have to be dedicated to like go step by step, word for word, no pictures, no nothing.
Yeah, because you couldn't learn, and if you want to watch the tape, you had to rewind it.
Yeah,
and once VHS.
We were so young too that we didn't have any transportation to go like practice, so we didn't even know about practice.
Yeah, you're kind of just
outside of like
world.
5 minutes from where we live. We were taking walking or taking the bus everywhere.
So it was just you and a couple other people that braked in your
for
town?
My specific group of friends.
I see. Okay, so that probably is why you have such a unique style, I guess, because it's like I find that a lot of people that I've met that were very secluded when they grew up and first started breaking, they have this kind of unique approach to breaking. And I wonder if it's because you didn't have a whole lot of people around you and you're like, well, I got to make this shit up somehow, you know?
Yeah. As I said, like we were so blinded to the scene and everything. I remember we were practicing at my friend's house and I was basically doing swipes, like baby swipes. And I seriously thought I invented that move. Not gonna lie. Yeah. So we were very secluded. Yeah. So our styles were very not, I mean, we based it on video games, or we just based it on just doing things on the ground.
How did he use that, like, to be creative, or what outlet did he use, or to get your creativity?
To get my creativity, I'll give you a short answer.
Because you are very creative, man.
I'll give you one short answer. It's I don't like doing handstands. I hate handstands. Okay. I mean, people are taller than me. They're taller than 6'1", and they look fine doing handstands. But every time I go up to do a handstand, I feel like I goof. Like I feel like I just like a klutz, you know. So I'm just like, dude, I'm not doing handstands. So everything I do is on the ground. Okay. And there's only so many things, only so many phrases you can do on the ground, right? An air chair, an air baby. So like I remember being in my living room at my house. I'll never forget. I just wrecked the rug we had in there. By the way, big holes in it and everything. Oh yeah. My mom didn't know how it got there, but sorry, Mom. Okay, anyways, yeah. So I would just sit on the floor and just like, what if I put my foot here and put my hand here and then like just try to go up? And sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't.
Yeah. Do you find that the things that didn't work like inspired something new? You know, because I'll freaking crash a lot of times, and I'll be like, "Hey, that could be a move."
Yeah, for sure. I've gotten ideas out of mess ups, or I mean, honestly, I've gotten ideas out of my own mess ups, and I've gotten ideas out of my friends' mess ups too. Like they weren't going for that. That was not even their clue. Like, so usually I'll tell them that like first, like, "Hey, I saw this was really dope. When you messed up, you should try it." And if they don't do it, then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do it then.
You flipped and landed on your face, but if you stuck that, dude, that'd be fire. Yeah. This episode of Noise of the Broke Boys is brought to you by Jerk Off Jam. Have you been looking at videos of your favorite scenes on the internet again? You have a deep urge to release your inner vibe on a sweat rag as you watch your favorite performers. Maybe you have a banana in your pocket and are happy to see your favorite performers completely emptying their soul all over the walls, ceiling, and dance floor. Well, thank God you're at a Jerk Off Jam and don't have to clean up the mess. No, I'm not talking about your hand lotion, although you may find that helpful. I'm talking about Jerk Off Jams, the jams you go to cheerlead your favorite dancers until you need to change your pants. Bring your favorite cheerleader outfit and or jersey because you have a long day of screaming for your favorite team. Don't forget to tell the judges that they are not qualified to properly rank rolling on the floor to music, especially in the presence of your supreme Jerk Off Jam ranking talents. Make sure to crank one out for the fallen homies as you leave the event since your favorite performers undoubtedly got robbed. And now, on to the show. Can you talk a little bit about some cool like experiences you've had in breaking?
I've had a vast array of experiences in breaking. From I'm not kidding. I have gotten a group of my friends out of Mexican jail by Bboy.
What the fuck?
I've also was with my brother-in-law. We were hiking down this crazy like river rapid thing, and I was able to cross the river with like float across. Like there was like a boulder in the middle, and I like did like a chair freeze on it and like spun my body around. And then also one of my other experiences that are always out there. I always say these three. The other one is that I breakdanced at like a biker bar once. That was pretty.
Okay.
That was interesting one too. My brother dared me. My brother's crazy. He always dares me to do stuff like that, and I do it. And
go break.
I usually hurt myself doing whatever he tells me to do because he's my older brother. So, but yeah.
Did he ever get into dancing and stuff? No,
they're very into the surfing action.
Oh, that's tight.
Yeah, but.
I'm really interested in this story about breaking someone out of jail.
No, bro, ourselves, me too.
You were in jail too?
No, we weren't in jail, but we were going to go to jail.
Oh, so they like arrested you in Mexico?
I don't have any clue how this happened. Okay, so we were coming back from Tijuana. There's some club or something. It was like 2-3 in the morning.
Okay.
It was we were being really, really loud walking back. And all of a sudden there was this group of people just walking in the sidewalk, and I don't know how they knew, but they knew that we danced. They knew we broke. I don't know where they knew us from, whatever. They called us out. In like a gravel street, right?
At 3 a.m? Yeah,
dude, totally drunk.
Dude, I
don't know how they knew, and we battled for like a little while there. I was very, very fuzzy on it, but yeah, we battled. And then after that happened, it was all cool. I think one of them did like a backflip off a bench or something like that. If I recall, I was so toasted. And anyway, so that finished up. we keep walking. We're heading back to the border to come back over, and all of a sudden this flashlight pops on us, and it's just like flashing like this, like this, like this, like this.
Yeah.
And then it's like, he's like, come over here. And it's like a federale. He's like a police officer. And he's like, okay, first thing he says, well, he says in Spanish. I have my friend like kind of interpreting for me.
Yeah.
And he said, all the girls, you're going home. All the guys, you're going to jail. Get against the wall. And we're like, what do we do? He's like, you're being way too loud. It's late in the morning. You're being obnoxious. We're putting you in jail for the night. So he's like, so basically, it kind of seemed like we were going back and forth with him, trying to like negotiate, and it basically seemed like he was trying to just extort us.
Yeah. Okay.
So then what happened was, he's like, what do you guys do for money? And one of my friends is like, he just points at me and he's like, well, no, he didn't point at me yet. He's just like, oh, we don't really do things like that. We kind of do, like, we dance for fun, because there was a bunch of dancers and stuff, and like hip hop dancers and stuff. And they're like, we just dance, and then one of them just points at me, my friends, straight up. And he's like, that guy break dances. And then the cop's like, what's break dancing? And my friend's like, do it right now. I'm talking asphalt.
Oh shit.
Bad asphalt. And
Mexican
I break and
Mexican asphalt.
The worst kind.
I know, it's just gravel.
I had to do a round for the cop. I did a round. I did a round on the asphalt. I got up. My elbows are bleeding. My knees are bleeding.
Oh shit.
And then you know what he says? Do it again.
Oh my god.
I had to go again. And
two rounds. Dude,
it's like the most intense terror, because you hear about
it's like tiebreaker. You got to go again.
You hear about jail, and you hear about Mexican jail, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And so you're like,
I'd be like, dude, I'm not coming back.
You send me
from
to
here.
jail, like, okay, and you send me to Mexican jail, I'm dead. So like I was like, I have to do it again. So I have this like thought in my head, like this terrifying thought that I'm gonna die. Like I'm gonna die here if I don't do it. If I don't go again. If I don't go again.
How old were you? Like 22?
I think I was 20, 21, because you can drink in Mexico when you're 18. So
okay.
I was underage. I was under 20 or something like that. But anyways, so he makes me go again, and so I'm terrified out of my mind. I'm shaking, so nervous. Like I'm literally, like I never had my body do that before. Where I was trembling. My body was like this, like really shaking. I was so scared. And so I did it anyways. And the funniest thing was, so I have this thought in my head. And what does he do? He breaks out his flashlight and starts acting like it's like a disco light. He's just like flashing it. He's like flashing it. He's smoking. He like asked my friend for he asked for like my friend for like a cigarette. And like he's just like watching me. And then I get up, and after the second time, I'm telling you, man, I'm bleeding. My knees are bleeding. My elbows are bleeding. I'm just wrecked. But I will tell you the truth. It didn't hurt, because I was so numb, because I was on so much adrenaline.
Holy shit.
That I didn't feel any of it. But then once I was done, I got up after the second round, and the cop's like, okay, you guys can go home.
Oh my god, dude, he was messing with you.
Yeah, no. Oh, I forgot to mention too. I forgot to mention a huge part of the escalation of the scariness is that he's like, okay, I'm gonna call my boss, and then he's like, and you know what, guys, I'm really good with a gun, and I couldn't hear him say it in English because he was speaking in Spanish, and I see him like kind of like allude to his gun, and I'm like, what is going on here? Shit. Yeah, I forgot that's a huge part of the story.
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
I mean, my friend's like, he's just saying he can.
But you're the only one that danced. The other
I'm the only one that danced. And my friends, I had a couple friends in San Diego, and every time I see them, like for years, they'd be like, dude, remember that time you guys out of jail in Mexico breakdancing? Like,
that's a crazy story.
Dude, well, I just can't. What if the guy was just
like,
dude, all right,
the flashlight.
That was good round, but I want that guy to dance, and it's somebody who can't dance.
You're dead.
Better learn how to fucking windmill real fast.
Yeah, they just called me. This guy knows how to break dance.
Dude, he made you do a tiebreaker round.
He did. I guess, I don't know. He wasn't satisfied.
I guess you won that round, I guess. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, I've never. That's insane, dude.
Yeah.
Did you have any influence when you grew up, or was it just your friends? And
for B, well, we did. There was, once my friends were my real influences, and once we got a little more involved, we learned actually that at our high school there was another crew. And so we started following them like fanboys basically, and like we'd go to their practices and they wouldn't want to practice with us and stuff, but we like idolized them. Yeah, and so we looked up to them, and then they became cool with us, and they were mentors for a while, and then we kind of expanded. It just kind of expanded and expanded and expanded.
And did they eventually become your crew, or is that
they weren't our crew ever?
Okay.
But they were cool with us. They were nice.
Okay.
They would we would go to practice with them and stuff. And we eventually started going to jams with them.
Yeah. Okay.
And that was,
how did you link up with all the other guys in your crew?
Like my crew I'm currently in?
Yeah. Or is that later?
That's way.
Okay, I guess
I've been
that's
in
true.
a
You were
crews.
in a couple crews, yeah.
Yeah. I've been in Freak Show for a little Punk School Rockers, I think it was
Punk
called.
School
That was the
Rock.
first very small crew from
Yeah.
Oceanside. And then after Freak Show came Ill Flavor Rejects.
Okay. And
And
so
I met all them I met Ill Flavor Rejects through practice. I met Freak Show through practice. too.
okay.
Yeah.
So you didn't like really grow up with them, right?
No, not at all.
I see. Okay. Yeah. Because it's interesting because a lot of your crew members have slowly been like moving out to like this area.
Yeah,
From,
I was.
You were the
I was
first, right?
the test subject.
yeah. Okay. Because I
First
remember
one.
meeting you a long time ago, and then all of a sudden like Davey's here and freaking all these other people. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, I moved here, and then I was just.
It's like you guys aren't even
a.
a SD crew anymore.
Yeah, I was kind of. Yeah, I know. I was kind of convincing. I was talking to them, saying, "Yeah, you should move up. It's cool up here, and stuff like that." And yeah, and they eventually did. I didn't think they would, but Davey really did. And John moved up here too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it established in San Diego then?
They actually was not an original member of their crew. I jumped in
Yeah.
once they had already been established.
Oh,
But
okay.
they're from Inland Empire originally.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's where they
Okay.
started. It's like Temecula, Murrieta area. And
Okay.
there was a practice in their town that I used to go to, and then we became friends, and I ended up entering. The first jam I entered with them was New Kids on the Block in LA, and we ended up winning it. So I was like, well, might as well be in your crew now
You battled yourself into the crew.
at the jam because we won it. Yeah.
That's tight.
It was like just up and coming crews, bunch of up and
Okay.
coming crews. I think Squishy Dosh was in it 1 year.
Oh, yeah, I
Dot
forgot about
Posse,
those
those
guys.
kind of guys.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's like 2000.
It was early. It was
Yeah.
pretty early.
Yeah, I forgot about those crews.
Yep.
So
Like Orange County, IE crews. Yeah.
Can you talk about like the first time you ever went to a jam, or what it made you feel, or the experience, or and what it's what do you think it's missing out right now in this scene right now?
The first jam I went to was very small. It was at a bar, but they let us in for some reason. I was terrified. I was so nervous just being there. But that was really cool. The vibe was really cool. I didn't experience any of like the true like it seemed like everybody there knew each other. The first real big jam I went to was probably it was Freestyle Session 7, yeah, I think so. And that jam is when I really experienced b-boying in like 2000, was it 2000, right? I think it was
Yeah.
2000. And I would say that jam was very hype and very aggressive. Not many people liked each other, and you felt like the battles were just like every b-boy I saw there was like an idol to me. It was like a rock stars. They were like rock stars. Yeah.
So you saw him before, like in VHS, or was it just
Yeah.
boom?
No,
Oh,
by
okay.
the time Freestyle Session 7 came out, I had been watching VHS tapes and stuff. We had this like mall in downtown San Diego. We ride the train like an hour to go to, and it was like a kiosk.
Oh, yeah.
Like a little hip hop
Yeah.
kiosk, and we would buy VHS tapes from there.
Oh,
yeah,
that's tight.
and then I was only seeing these people on VHS tapes, and they were like idols. It was
yeah, it's kind of crazy that like a lot of the idols you end up meeting that because I look at someone who I always idolize like Remind, and then seeing him like break in front of me and like talking to him and stuff, and I'm like, oh shoot, this is kind of crazy that I like got to meet someone who like had such a big influence on me.
That was like a critical changing point in my b-boying. Was I went to a jam, and I was a cypher. It was like some like Underdog or some one of those jams, and I was sitting at the side of a cypher, and it was like PA and some other people, and I was just sitting there and watching, and I was like, it just hit me like a thought in my head, and I'm just like, dude, they're just people. It's like this isn't like the president. This isn't like some like insane like a god or something. These are just people, like like living, breathing people, just like me.
Yeah.
And so from then on, it was just like, and then I just went in, and it was like not a problem anymore.
And the same way that they influenced you, you can influence them too.
Yeah.
Which that's like the real crazy realization too.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like, I think that's what's so great about hip hop is really like how we kind of feed off of each other's energy and stuff. And so
what's cool about hip hop too is that you can go to a jam and be like some unknown or never been to a jam and battle like some of the best people in the whole world.
Yeah, for
if
sure.
they're there, you know, it's like you get an opportunity to do that. When you go to like a PGA golf tour, there's no chance you're gonna step on with like Phil Mickelson or something.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
But in b-boying, you could be anybody, and as long as you enter, you can get that chance.
Or you
It's
could call
great.
them
Or
out
you
in
can
the
call them
cypher.
out. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Have you ever been called out? You have any stories? Or are you calling out someone?
Oh, I've had times where like when I first came to the Bay Area, we had entered an Underdog, and we got roasted. We got smoked by Jive Core Legion. They roasted us at that jam. And when I came up here, one of the first jams I went to was in Hayward. And it wasn't really a call out, but I remember one of their crew members saw me, and then he just started like making fun of my moves, like right in front of me, like over and over and over and over and over. And I was like, damn, like wow, that's what it's gonna be. Like I just got here. I haven't had any like. I don't think I can recall any like. I mean, I've probably done all the call outs. I don't think I've been. I've done a lot of them though.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the call outs have been getting less and less and less as the scene has grown. At least as I've gotten older, I definitely call out a lot less people than I used to. Because I used to call out everybody, and people would always call me out, and I'm like, dude, I haven't done a call out battle in hella long, and I don't know if that's just where the scene is now, probably.
Yeah, because I think they wait more for like an exhibition to battle. They don't. Yeah. They just don't see them in the cipher. Say, yo, I'm gonna call them out and test myself.
It seems like everybody wants to wait till their official battle is over.
I feel like the battles are like online nowadays. You know, like they're it's all like
it's
social
very
media
soft,
battles.
man.
Yeah, it feels different. I don't know. What's your like opinion on the scene actually?
The scene,
like, just as it is now, it just feels so different.
In my opinion, I think the scene has gotten too nice.
Nice? Okay.
It's too friendly.
Yeah.
It is for me. I remember when people used to go to jams to call someone out, you're really calling someone out. Like this was like what I had always thought with b-boying was that, I mean, I correct me if I'm wrong, but I think historians said that b-boying was to solve gang issues, correct? Wasn't it like they brought gang, like b-boying so that people wouldn't be like really shooting. They'd battle instead of like fighting.
I mean, it probably evolved into something kind of like that. I mean, I think it started just as like people dancing on the floor,
that's
and
true.
then you know, eventually
but it
did start from gang culture.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, definitely came from gang culture.
Yeah, but the battling part, I had thought that.
When you rock, it's subjective that you don't want to fight, that you're just showing them through your dance. Yeah, you could say so.
Exactly. So like I always thought that was kind of the feel, like battling is like fighting, but you're not punching each other. So it's like I feel like that concept of like the aggression and the passion is kind of just floated away. It's gotten nice. And now everyone shakes hands and it's like, I'll see you next week at the next gym. All right, see you there.
What do you think that could change that? What?
People just need to care more about battling. They just need to care about watching other people battling. They need to be more, if you see something dope, act like it's dope. You know, if it's don't just worry about yourself, worry about everybody, you know, have fun, like open yourself up to being vocal. Like that's like one of the best parts of going to a jam is just yelling. It's just, or, woo, you know, stuff like that. You can't, like, it's when it's a jam is just quiet. It's just, it kills it.
The vibe is way different now, and it's true. It's like they cater more to the whole exhibition than what the cipher is, and you don't see it very often.
Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, a lot of times I go to jams now, and I get kind of put to sleep a little bit. But I used to be on my toes because I was like, oh, that guy's gonna battle me, or that dude's gonna call me out, or I want to call that guy out. Like, so there was like a lot of, I was just more active, I guess, like because I know that something's gonna pop off, and I guess I don't feel that danger, I guess, anymore.
Yeah, because you go now to a cipher, no one wants to call you out. No, it's like they wait until they want to save their moves.
They want to save it. They want to save it for the battle, which is funny because essentially you don't really need to save your moves because it's a cipher in a battle. It's like two different things. I was actually told that before because I thought I kind of had that mindset too at one point where, I don't want to use my moves here because judge might see me and then they're going to say, oh, you repeated yourself. But it's like, this is a cipher, this is a battle, this is different. So
Yeah.
And you're getting judged in a battle. In a cipher, you're battling yourself against him, and you understand it more.
Exactly.
It's more like a conversation than over here, you're waiting for the crowd to scream. They don't understand what you're doing.
Yep. I 100% agree with that.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, that's something I want to talk to you about. Is like, because your style, I feel like, is not so. It's not as acceptable by mainstream. I don't know, the mainstream view now. You know what I mean? Like everybody's kind of like, oh, you got to do a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of this. And what I always liked about you is you're like, fuck that, I'll do whatever I want. And I guess, like, what do you think about that? Like, because it feels like everyone's kind of converging to BC1 style or
format.
Like it's like a
yeah. When I first started,
one of everything
it's so funny because when I mean, even just at practices, like I'll go do round or whatever, and they'll be like, someone come up to me and talk to me and be like, man, you really break like it's like 2002. Like your style's very 2003. Like they'll say that. I don't take offense to it. They're just like, you just go out, just do like some moves and stuff, and then you're just done. It's like you don't have to like do top rocks and then do footwork. It's just, I'm like, wait,
you're not trying to be a one of everything thing.
But I'm like, wait, this is just practice. Isn't it supposed to like you can go out and do an air chair these days? Like, isn't that cool? Like, it's fine, right? But they're like, you're so 2003 b-boy style. Like, okay, but also like, I'll definitely admit there was a time when I was so battle focused on winning.
Oh yeah.
That it became a job. It became like a checklist, and it's just it lost the fun for me. The battles, like, of course, winning would make it better, but when you lose because you didn't do enough top rock, when you lose because you weren't doing 6-step to 12-step or whatever, and you're not conforming to this exact format, it's draining. It's just kind of, and it's just boring for me. Like, I don't want to be held. I one of my favorite things about b-boying is creating more than. I figured that out when just trying to figure out new moves and sitting in my living room or sitting at a practice in the corner, just contorting my arms and doing things on my wrist and just trying to figure out new ways of doing things. I figured out that's the most fun. That's the
best part, man, from doing.
That's the most fun to have. More than ciphering, more than battling. It's just being there, even by myself, just trying to create new things. And battling, when they tell you what to do, when they tell you this judge is judging your top rocks, and this judge is judging your footwork, and this judge is judging your execution, that eliminates everything.
It's so weird that they do that.
It's right that they break it up. Like, why are you gonna break it up? Just you judge. That's it.
Yeah, it never made sense to me to go to break it up like that, because your round isn't broken up. You're just dancing. So
and it's art. It's not like you're saying this is one.
You're not
thing.
Going to a painting going like, I'm only gonna judge this. Like, what?
You judge the green. You judge the
yellow.
yellow.
Exactly. You judge
the purple.
Shit doesn't make any sense. Yeah, dude. That never made sense to me. Because ultimately, what that's doing is it's saying, all right, you have to have these things, so therefore we are gonna hold you to this criteria. But, dude, breaking never was like that.
No.
Yeah.
That's what made it fun. That's what made it cool.
It made it fun because
that's what made people stand out too.
I love when people would just cut to the chase. I've seen battles like early 2000 battles and stuff like that. Guy will do a 90, do a hollow back, and just blow it up
bounce.
and walk out. That's it.
Dude,
End of the round.
I missed that shit. I'm glad you said
tiebreaker round.
that.
I will never forget. He was from Freak Show. This guy named Bboy Chainsaw. Do you remember Bboy Chainsaw?
Yeah. Skinny one with the red
head. Yeah. I remember a battle. All he did on tiebreaker, he did a 90, drilled it to an invert, and just stuck the hell out of it. And that was it. Walked out.
Dude, you don't need to do much.
Won the battle.
Dude, that's the thing is, I feel like people do these long ass rounds and shit, and it's kind of like
filler.
And then everyone goes, "Oh, that was a better round." Well, but why? Because he did it like 5-6 steps in a row or whatever.
Creative.
Like, I mean, I understand if you took time to like dance, rock a beat or something, but it's like, if all you needed to do was do these few moves and just kill it, like, what the fuck? Why not?
Yeah, why not cut the
Why
crap
not?
and just get to it, right?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people cater to the judges now. If the judge
100%.
looks for this, I have to do this.
For
They really
sure.
don't express themselves.
For sure. I would definitely admit to doing that. Yeah. We've been to jams where we look at the judges and be like, this judge is, I can tell.
Like,
I know this judge is all about foundation. I know this judge is all about hitting.
I never cared about that. But
I have, for sure.
Oh, yeah, I did. I said, man, I'm just going to do me, and if he doesn't like it.
That's an awesome way to think. When you fly like 6,000 miles to go to a jam in New York and you're not going to make qualification because you're not doing footwork, you're not doing 6-step, that sucks.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it used to cross my mind a lot when I was like battling with Flex. And eventually I just realized, like, dude, what do I even care? You know what I mean? Fucking just do the shit that I know that I love doing and it's fun and I'm good at it.
Yeah.
Dude, and if they like it, they like it. And if they don't, fuck them.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
There's other people that see it a different way. So there's always going to be different perspectives.
It's true.
Yeah.
And you don't need to cater to everyone. I stopped doing that. I stopped catering.
You're not doing yourself justice by fucking trying to do what someone else wants you to do.
And that's what you love. You love creativity.
Yeah.
So why not expose it and show it to the world? you're bringing something that no one's ever seen in the world.
Yeah. I mean,
that came out of your own mind.
But Picasso isn't Picasso because he was like, I wonder what would sell. It's like, no, dude, he's making this art because he feels a certain way and wants to express it. And it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with him. You know what I mean? So I don't think you're doing yourself any favors by, you know, catering to somebody.
Just wasting years.
It's like a waste of talent.
That's why now, like, my mentality, if I'm going to a jam, I don't care about entering the whole thing. I'd rather go into the cypher, call someone out, just have fun with it.
That's a good way of thinking.
And I think that's the mentality that every b-boy needs to go. I'm going to go and I'm going to call someone out. I'm not just going to go and I'm going to do an exhibition. My objective for me to go is to go in a jam and get smoked or smoke someone.
Yeah,
it's a good way of thinking.
I don't even go that far. I just say I go to the jam to just freaking have fun, like dance and have fun.
Wow,
dude.
now that's
all it is. I mean, if you're not having fun there, why the fuck are you there? Go somewhere else. Go play some video games. You know what I mean?
I think it's the competitive nature of it, though.
It is
to win, to get better, to prove you're better.
But it's
what drove you to get to that mentality when you were at that point, like saying you wanted to get better and you were training?
Oh, just everybody around me, the whole scene. Who's winning jams? What I want to win jams. You know, I want to be in this. You know, I want to be. I'm not gonna lie. I want to be in that spotlight. You know, I want to. I want that recognition too. You know. Yeah. So you start sacrificing to conform to you can get those results.
And what made you change that mind, saying like I don't want to do that no more and I just want to do me?
I was hating it.
Yeah,
I was hating battling. I was not having fun. It felt like a job. It just felt when it hits you and anything feels like a job. Yeah, it's not good for you.
I feel that because I kind of went to the same thing. Is like all this battling. I was like, dude, why? It's so strenuous and I'm not really gaining that much out of it. So why am I still doing it? And that's when I kind of just stopped battling a lot. And now when I battle, it's because I just want to do it and it's fun.
And I do it. I started battling because I felt with the person I want to create a moment.
Yeah.
So if it was with the homie, like, oh, let's go create a moment. That's why I always did it.
That's good.
My intentions were never like I want to get famous or I want to get recognition. I just want to express myself. So that's the mentality I think everyone should have. And not really put too much pressure. Like I got asked to be in very legendary crews that people, when they tell them, hey, you want to get down with this crew? They'll say yes.
Yeah.
But I never wanted to get that. That's why I stick to my crew. And
yeah. You know, I've always had a weird take on joining like other crews, especially legendary crews, was that those crews are legendary with or without me. Like I'm not a part of that legacy and fucking like me joining it isn't doing it myself any favors. Like, you know what I mean? If I'm trying to build a legacy for myself, now I'm just saying, okay, well, I'm underneath all these people.
True.
Like this, I'm not making this crew any more legendary than it already is. So what's the point of it? I mean, if they're your homies or whatever. But even that, in that sense, I didn't help create this crew. I'm just a fucking honorable mention at this point. It doesn't make sense.
It's true.
It doesn't make sense to me. And I'm not saying that people who join other crews, it's a bad thing, but it never made sense to me because that crew was like, it was together for years and years and years. Let's say it was together for like 10 years, and now I'm coming in. What the fuck? I have nothing to do with this other than a couple of these dudes thought I was tight or something. You know what I mean?
You'll be considered like next gen.
And I don't.
That's why I love Ill Favor Rejects, man, because you guys kept it, and you guys have been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
So it's a crew that when I came in the scene, I knew who they were. So it's that's what we need, and you don't see that. You don't see crews no more even doing that. It's like it's always a solo person.
True.
So and your crew's done that. So
what happened to that? Like, how come crews are like just not that popular?
I think because we grew up. I think when you get older, obviously you have different paths and you start finding different avenues. But we're all young, and I think when crews were there, everybody was very young at this time. And now I think kids see
they're still young people though.
Yeah, but kids.
Where the fuck are they?
But kids' perception is just like I want to do a one-on-one. I don't want to join a crew and build something and create it. So I think the last young crew that we saw was X or something, Mob X.
Oh yeah, X Mob. Right?
X Mob or
X Fiends.
No, X Mob. The young
X-Mob.
ones that were like Boogie Brats or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was like Kid Crash or something.
Yeah,
like that.
and now we have the guys from
okay,
Florida.
I know what you're talking about.
Break Mania or something like. Yeah, those are the youngest. So I think that's.
And they rep that crew really
Yeah,
hard or
and
something?
that's their
Okay.
crew. So that's what I think it is. I think it's not catered no more to crews. It's catered more to.
Because honestly, I can't name many crews that are like new. Like all the crews I can name are like really old. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And those
good
crews are
point.
still like around. Like where the fuck are the new? You know what
Or
I
maybe
mean?
they're just scooping up all the new people.
That's what I think is
But that's
happening.
what they do.
That's what I
all
think
the
is
old-
happening. They're like, I can't let go of my legacy, so I need to swoop up all these younger people that are good, and they don't know any better. So they're like, cool, I'll join.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I guess it's a big honor to say if you're joining like Rocksteady crew or some shit. But also, I guess for me, I feel like they should try to build their own legacy.
Yes, I agree.
I don't know. It's cool to have that honorable mention, but ultimately, if that's your main focus, I don't know. I
Because
feel
when
like
you
you're doing
think about
something
any
wrong.
legendary crew, you think about certain people. You don't think about the new generation or nothing. It's like it's them.
Sometimes you don't even know that they're in it. Sometimes
Exactly.
they're in multiple legendary
Yeah,
crews.
and I'm not trying to hate on the people that do that, but it's never worked out in my mind why you would do that and not just build with the people that you are, you have a group with. And sure, maybe a lot of them are in one crew. Fucking whatever. Let's do this new thing. It's more of like I look at it as chapters. Like Rocksteady was its own chapter at one point, and now a lot of the people are older. They're not even in it, or a lot of them dropped out for some controversial reason. But freaking that was a chapter. Now let's see what this new thing is. Let's see some new crews. I don't know. Like let's build some new things.
Yeah, generations. Yeah, they're different generations of crews.
Yeah. So
I'm not sure about the new crews in this time right now.
Yeah, there's not that many.
there's not many. I mean, what's the last crew I heard about is I don't even know. I mean,
Yeah, you can ask me.
I would not know. I mean,
Yeah,
like some young crews. I'm talking
I
about
feel
young
bad for
crews
saying
that
that.
are
I'm
less
not trying
than.
to be like Mr. Big Shot, but
No,
less than
it's
like
true.
5
There's
years
no
old.
crews.
I genuinely,
There's no
it could be
crews.
all. Could be some, and I just don't. I
mean,
just haven't
dude.
watched enough.
Yeah,
footage.
well, I'm not up on a lot, but I don't know no crews. It's more like, oh, this guy's a solo b-boy.
I mean, like I
Everybody
know
knows him.
crews, but they're all 20 years in the game, 15 years
Yeah.
in the game. Like, where's the 5-year-old crews? I don't know where the fuck those are.
Exactly.
I don't think they exist, honestly, but
Wow.
maybe they do.
But I think that's what's missing.
Hit
in
me
the
up if
scene.
you have one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, comment down below.
Yeah.
Comment down below.
Like
and
and
also
subscribe.
put a like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Do
Slap
some of that
subscribe.
shit. But yeah, no, it boggles my mind because being in a crew was such a big part of my life,
Cool, yeah.
and seeing that now, it's like not even in the scene really.
It's like,
It's
yeah,
kind of
important, right?
It's
just-
like when we were talking about social media. Now kids just want to focus on being social media famous than
yeah.
enjoying what the art aspect of what the dance is. So it's changed, man.
That's for sure.
Yeah, I definitely think social media has changed the game a lot. It feels like social media. Breaking is more on social media than anything.
Like literally, jams are on social media. now.
Yeah. I mean, they live stream shit now too. So I mean, yeah, kind of.
And that's why people
But they're
don't want.
literally doing like you do your round at your house, and then this guy does his round at
Yeah,
his house.
oh,
and
yeah.
we put it
That's-
together and we'll
Yeah.
judge.
That's
That was like a
so
kind of like a
weird to me.
pandemic thing, though.
It is.
You know,
It is.
like pandemic thing.
Yeah, I kind of think that they're probably gonna keep doing some of those things. I think a little bit. I mean, I don't know. I'm just guessing, but it'd be very weird. It'd be very weird to me to continue to do it, but I feel like some people will probably want to just keep doing it. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's a weird piece of the scene.
And it's
I
about
don't
your skills
understand.
and how much money you spend on your video camera.
yeah.
That's crazy.
I always thought like, man, what if some people were just like pre-recording their sets and then they just like,
post it. Yep, there it is.
Well, they right when they're like, okay, now it's your turn, and you just freaking real quick flip it to the thing. I don't know. I mean, I
That's
guess they
crazy.
have the live music or something.
That's some conspiracy theory.
Dude,
Yeah.
conspiracy theory. Let's go deep, dude. Spinful Wars. That's us. Spinful Wars. No, yeah, dude. Yeah, the scene I think is very different from when I'm growing up, and I feel like I'm trying to
What do you
grasp
think
it a little bit. still.
should expand? Like, what do you think we need so we could feel that what you felt.
Passion. It's just passion. It's just passion. When you go to a jam, come hard at all aspects of the jam, rather than just like turn your head when people are battling, or like
But people don't even want to go to jams.
That's true.
How can you make that so people come to jams more?
That is a wonderful question.
I guess also with passion though, I don't think necessarily people don't have passion. I feel like
Not for the dance, but I think in the battles. I mean, not in the not them in the battles, but them watching other battles.
Oh, okay.
Not their
Okay.
own per se. Well, no,
Yeah.
that kind of too. Like I don't see the aggression that obviously that we used to have. But
Yeah.
I don't see at jams. I mean, I've seen so many insane rounds where I felt like there was no volume. Like you'll see in the comments below, it's not just me. Why is it so quiet? This jam is dead. Just loaded.
Yeah.
Before, I don't recall people saying like this jam's dead.
Yeah, you know what? I haven't seen a lot of time. It was so often when like Freestyle Session 7 when freaking EJ hits his crazy like hand hops, and then the whole crowd just blows the hell up,
and they all run in.
Everybody runs in, and
wave.
then Cross one's on the mic like, "Get back, we're gonna,"
Yeah,
like I haven't seen that in a long time.
Right?
But you don't see
But that
it.
was always at every jam.
I see it in
but-
Europe, kind of.
Okay.
European a little bit,
But I think you don't see it because obviously we have everything on social media, and it's hard to just see something that you already saw again and give love.
Yeah.
So, and only the people that give love or want to give props, they don't want to give props because they'd be like, oh, this guy's giving props. That they're like, it's like when I went to LA, I remember I went down and my homie went into the cypher, and because they didn't know him, like they were not giving props, but he was killing it. And I was like, that's not, that felt weird. So I don't know. I think the scene is,
I wonder if there's an element of chaos that's missing.
oh, definitely.
Yeah, because everything is very structured now.
Definitely.
But yeah, you always had those like crazy characters that would show up to the jam and freaking
You
don't
never
know
know
what
what's
the hell
gonna
was gonna
happen.
happen.
You
Tiny
never
Tim
know.
shows up,
Yeah.
with, wearing something crazy and then does a backflip over everybody. Like,
off the rafters. Or
yeah,
something,
oh
right?
yeah, we need some wildness.
Yeah,
but
like when was the last time you went to a jam and you genuinely felt, oh my god, this crew's here and this crew's here. This is gonna get like ugly quick. Like this is I haven't felt that in a while.
yeah, what is? Yeah, I mean, because I've been to some jams where it's like there's some big names here, but I don't feel that same kind of
Like,
these guys are gonna go at it.
like a Rock Force family kind of like.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like a feel like
Where there's, like,
whoa,
beef or
this
something,
is
too.
crazy.
Yeah.
but you know what is that too? That they don't have like, back then used to go rounds and rounds and rounds. So you see more, and now it's like very structured, like, oh, 1 round each, and
One
that's
round
it.
each, 5-minute battle.
So it's like when you see Radiotron, when you see Renegades versus, like they went non-stop.
Yeah,
So and then they had
Battles
the
go.
re one where they had it out here. They each went like 2 rounds. So it was like,
that is some
Structure.
that I think that's a product of everyone saying you have a time limit or whatever, or like a round limit, and so everyone was like, let's pack everything into 1 round. And so then now you got these super stacked rounds, everyone's going super long, and then now they're like, we don't got time for fucking 5-round battles or whatever. But it's, I don't know. So then now you have these short battle or 1 round, 2 round battles that are fucking like barely an exchange. Whereas I feel like back in the day when the rounds were just shorter, you got to understand like a little bit more of what the fuck was going on.
Exactly, and you know what? The battles I noticed, like I don't know, like Battle of the Year 2000 stuff like that. When they battle, it kind of had phases. Did you notice that?
dude,
yes,
there's no
straight up. They used to have poppers in crew battles. Like they would have like the style guys, and the style guys would go. Then all of a sudden you see someone do power, and then here comes power, the power phase.
Yeah.
And then like they throw out the girls, and then like they throw out the poppers, stuff like that. But it wasn't like I got to do footwork, and then this guy's gonna do power, and then this guy's gonna do power, and this guy.
Yeah.
It's like it was very connected, and the rounds were short, so it afforded you that.
And the momentum of the battle changed. Like these guys were killing it. Then now, this one guy hit something. Oh, now these guys are killing it.
Yep.
And you'd see it shift
Yeah.
back and forth. It was,
Yeah.
and the battles were 20 minutes long or 30 minutes long, and like you had I feel like at the end of those battles, you had a good sense of who won.
But even with the short, with the short rounds, like a really, really short round, guy goes out, does a spinning air chair, and the next guy goes out, does a better spinning air chair. That's like you could really fit the situation better. You know, it's like if I have one round, I'm not going to spend that one round just trying to top this person's stuff that might not be my forte. But if I can throw a short round on his round, maybe I'll go for it, you know. And then you know, just work
Because they
with
challenge each
reaction, don't they? They talk about reaction,
Yeah.
right? How you react to a round, how you come back at a round, and it's like maybe then it was like you could just come back at them like, oh, you think you have good heads like a drill? Watch my drill. I'm gonna smash your drill, and then it would just go like that, and that would bring aggression too, because you're like, they would be like, this is my round, and then you'd be like, but mine's better, and then you're like, but mine's better, and you're just like, no, better, and you just it's bills.
I definitely miss like the shorter rounds. I do think that there was
I love the
more
That's
chemistry.
what Cypher's about. Like in a Cypher, you don't need to go in and do all complex everything. You could just go in
or
and
at least
do
long
one
battles.
Yeah.
I miss long battles. That's what it is because you just feel like
They're battling.
it is a real battle at that point.
Like, don't you kind of feel like with long rounds, like a long round, that they're kind of just doing what they do? Like
they're just filling the boxes.
I don't think
like,
they're.
okay,
I don't think they're
top
reacting. I don't think they're reacting as much to the round.
Yeah.
Like before, people would literally do what the person did the round before, but better, or their style, or they would do. You do an air chair, I'll do a lotus air chair. You know, you do an air flare, I'll do a one arm air flare. Like it's like stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like the one upping.
But and that's kind of just. Seems like that's kind of, but you could do that because it afforded you, because your rounds were so short where all you had to do is go do that at one elbow.
The momentum of the battles, like, kind of, it was different for sure.
Chaos. That was chaos.
Chaos.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude. Where's the chaos at?
Chaos.
And I think they actually talk to each other more. And now it's like I just do my thing, but they don't even translate. Like if I saw you do a windmill, let me just do a windmill. No, they do some other stuff.
Yeah, right. Go out and do footwork.
Yeah.
There's no battle.
Yeah.
It's a showcase. It's a
Exactly.
new showcase. Your crew showcases your stuff. My
It's a
crew showcases
conversation.
our stuff.
Yeah.
And we'll just see whose showcase was better.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of these long rounds, they're just they want to check off every box.
Yeah.
Here's my footwork. Here's my top rock. Here's this. And then here's the thing I actually wanted to do. And then here's some other shit. And then here's something else. And hey, let's just try to do another round after this because these guys did a long round too. You're like, God damn it.
Like those ones. You ever
cut
see
that in half and just get to the point, and like it would have been the same round.
Yeah, like you know those rounds where they go in and they'll start with a blow up and then they'll like fill in the footwork after.
Yeah,
because they
come
want
on,
to.
You didn't want to do that footwork. Just do the blow up. You're cool.
Yeah,
it's cool in my mind.
yeah,
You don't have
for
to. You know,
sure.
it's just
But-
like so many times they would jump in and just go like boom, 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 and they'd be like, oh, and then they'd be like, okay, now I got to do six step. I got to do top rock because I got to do it.
It's a product of the way I think people judge, where they're like, you gotta check every box.
Yeah, but I mean, to play devil's advocate, that there are people who say this is a dance, this is a culture, this is, you got to be back with the roots. You can't just do moves, you can't just do tricks. It kills me because I find that creativity is tricks if it's not conventional foundation.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if you're dancing, and that's all it is. I mean,
But it does make you feel, when you dance to the music, it does make you feel different.
yeah, but here's the
When
thing
you
is,
experience it, when you're hitting like a beat or anything, without even thinking about you're hitting the beat, and it just translates to your body.
Yeah,
it's a different feeling.
It's true.
So.
I will admit, hitting stuff on beat feels pretty nice.
yeah. Well, I'm not saying that people should not be dancing. I'm saying that who are we to decide what is dancing and what is not?
Who we decide what's
I mean?
mandatory and what's not.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I would say because this is a dance, you should be dancing.
True,
for sure.
True. Yeah.
But who am I to go like this is dancing and this is not?
Yeah, exactly.
If you're like, I mean, if you're moving rhythmically, I guess put it like this: modern dance a lot of times is offbeat, but it's dance.
True.
What? And so I tend to think a lot of that stuff is really cool too, and they'll do it in a way that's still stimulating to, like, I guess the art, the creativity side of me. And so when I see someone do that again in breaking, and maybe it is like offbeat or something, but they're doing something rhythmically, I want to argue that that's still dancing. You might not like it, and maybe a lot of people don't, but I would say it's still dancing. You know what I mean? I don't know. So
That's why it's hard to judge this art, because it's an art. if you put it in my mindset, like saying I created something, they're not gonna understand it.
No.
Yeah.
Because I created.
And
So how can you judge it?
Yeah, they don't understand what went into it and what your mindset is and what the story you're trying to tell with it is.
Exactly. So it's hard to
They just see it's not what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's hard to judge and give a perspective. But
Yeah.
you have your own understanding of it that at least you could give to pick what you like or what you cater.
Yeah.
So.
I guess what exactly is the definition of dance?
Well, for breaking, I think it's more of an art. It's
But I
not
mean, just in general, what is dance? What is what's
a
the
feeling.
definition of dance?
Just feel.
It's a feeling. So the person who walks out and does the air chair, are they not feeling?
It's up to them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Is on beat dance or is it off beat?
Yeah,
beat?
that's what I'm saying.
I don't think you need to be offbeat. I think you just gotta. You feel that moment that you're there.
Because
You don't
I guess,
have to always go to every single beat.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because the way I would probably define it is that you're moving to music.
Yeah.
And so if you're moving to music, you're dancing. You might not be dancing well, but hey, what the hell? Like, so the argument when someone says you're not dancing,
You're
like,
offbeat.
Yeah, maybe that's what they wanted to do. You know what I mean? I don't know. I used to see those like Sour Patch guys. They would kind of be offbeat too, but they were almost trying to do that. Like with the way, like, cause they almost did like kind of a house thing where they would kind of flow through the beat instead of sharply hit it.
Yeah, true.
And so everyone was like, they're not on beat because they're not sharp on this thing. But it's like, but they're still rhythmically moving to this. It's hard for me to say that that's not dancing. And so now you're discounting what they're doing because of that. I think that's bullshit.
Which is kind of funny because when I think about it, like those guys not dance, but what about the guys who are like insanely flowy, intricate footwork that just go really fast?
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
But that's dancing.
I think
Yeah.
it's dancing.
Isn't that weird though? Like that's considered dancing though.
Exactly.
The flowy, like I mean, like just if you go, they go fast and they just do like crazy, like like a hook and sling kind of footwork stuff like that, with threads and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dance. Isn't that funny though?
Yeah,
Like,
but then when you do it
they
standing up-
they call that dance, but then they call it abstract stuff, which is the same.
Kind of
thing.
the
Not
same
like they're going fast off beat. You're going to your own beat with your abstract style or whatever style you do, and one's dance and one's not dance. That's crazy.
It's. I think it's more so one style has been accepted by the masses, and one style has not.
Yeah.
But they
That's-
don't realize it's the same thing, just kind of through a different lens.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, ultimately, movement wise, it's very similar.
I mean, I haven't seen abstract dancing in a long time.
Yeah.
You have to go back if you like go on YouTube.
It was suppressed, I think,
It
because
was.
there was a huge movement around probably 2004, 2005 or something, when all these people were just showing up out of the woodwork, going like, "You got to do it this way. You got to have this
Yeah,
style."
that was
and it's
weird.
like, and if you're not doing
Yeah.
it, you're not a real b-boy.
Yep.
And I would always like make fun of these people because I'd be like, "Dude, you're trying so hard to be a b-boy that you forgot how to just break."
Yep.
You know what I mean? Just
Yep.
break. Who cares?
Skinny
you know,
pants, skinny
over
pants,
here.
skinny
And then they were
pants.
like, "You can't say the word break dance
Dude, he
because
said you
that's
can't-
fake." And I was like, "I will say break dance more because you told me not to." You know why? Because b-boying is a fucking revolution. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're doing this like as a revolt against the world. So fucking, I'll do what I want. You know?
Right. That's,
so
that's what it's supposed to be.
yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. And so it's just wild to me that people were like, let's do this group.
I mean, they were judging on
Shit.
skinny pants.
Yeah.
For us, they
You're
were.
whack.
But then, hey, but by the
What?
way, how come New York City Breakers were wearing the skinniest
Dude,
pants at the fucking
freaking, like,
Olympics?
the-
Yo, everyone wants to be a b-boy, but they ain't walking around in the freaking onesie though. What's up?
Yeah, the 80s,
Where you at?
the 80s spandex
Yeah.
suits,
Yo, where's
dude.
the onesies at?
Yeah.
Those were hip hop.
It's fucking hip hop, bro. That's gonna be the Olympic outfit.
Dude, mandatory.
Mandatory. Everyone battles in onesies.
Fluorescent.
Fluorescent.
You need to see your moves. Fluorescent.
Oh
spandex suits.
It glows in the dark, dude.
Yes. You need to see your moves.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, we're obviously having some
We'll
fun.
see who really wants to battle there.
Yeah, who wants to be a real b-boy? Oh shit, we're having some fun over here. Oh, where are we at? We're like at an hour or something. Okay, yeah, we should probably close this out. So maybe with this.
Is there anything you want to talk about? Like, bring more something up?
Oh, we didn't talk Olympics.
Okay.
Yeah,
we
let's
could do
talk
that.
about the
Take a
Olympics.
little
Yeah, so
Olympics.
I mean, because obviously, like the Olympics is coming up in 2024. There's a lot of like build up to it. I think they're having qualifiers already right now. I don't exactly know what the hell they're doing. Is it going to be a team thing? Is it a 1-on-1? Is it 2-on-2? Like, I don't know. But my biggest question is like, how's it going to be judged? How is the public going to perceive it? And like, where's it going from there?
Yeah.
You know?
How's it? Mine is how's it going to be presented? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. How's it going to be presented? Is it just going to be like some jerk off jam that we're all used to, or is it going to be some?
Jam.
You know what I mean? You know the jerk off jam.
The jerk off jam. Bro, what is the jerk off jam?
You know the jerk off
I've
jam.
never heard that in my life.
What? You haven't heard of that?
No, I've never heard the jerk off jam.
It's all kinds of sword fights, man.
This podcast is brought to you by Jerk Off Jam.
The jerk off jam. Use the promo code noise of the broke boy.
Anyway, my opinion on it is if they're gonna do it, please hopefully do it right and present it well, because this is a make or break. That's all I think about. This is a make or break situation, because you read news reports, you read when it was coming to the Olympics, and they would just joke, they would clown because they don't know. They still think it's 1980s cardboard outside breakdancing, and it needs to be represented, and it needs to be represented well and right. But at the same time, understandable for everybody, because it's not just gonna be b-boys and b-girls watching. It's gonna be freaking people who watch curling. It's gonna be divers.
Yeah, it's gonna be your grandma's like
exactly
looking at it.
They need to make this event interesting for grandmas.
Yeah, and they
right?
need to understand. I think more so understand what the hell is going on, because it's gonna be goddamn chaos at first. They're gonna see a bunch of people rolling around doing some crazy shit, and then they're gonna see a bunch of judges go, "All right, 1, 2, 3." That guy wins, and then they're gonna be like, what the hell is this shit? Like,
and that's it.
Why did they win? And then if they don't get a good response, they're gonna be like, fuck this shit. Let's go watch curling.
Yeah,
you know?
it'll be on 3 a.m. or not at all.
And it might be.
And we need good commentary. I think that's the only thing that's gonna actually.
Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard. I would say with b-boying, like to open up, to be like open to like showing and like, I don't know. For me, it seems like it's going to be difficult for them for the people that are behind the b-boying to present it to a wide audience.
How would you think to present it if you had like?
I would simplify it down to the core. Like I'm showing aliens what break.
Oh yeah.
That's what I do. I break it down, everything I could, without making it boring as hell. Make it exciting, but explain the fundamentals.
I guess how would you do that? Okay, here
With a bunch of
imagine me, I'm an alien.
with a bunch of side cut videos to explain things.
So I show up, I'm an alien, bleep, blah, 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 and then you would be like, "What do you do?"
Yeah,
like,
what do you
can't
do to
communicate
explain
to
it?
them. You'd be like,
No, I'm just saying they need to make like a bunch of those cutout, those cool cutout videos. We play a little background. Like, this is the 3. These are the parts of b-boying. Like this, we call this top rock. We call this footwork. We call this power moves. Like that. Break
and
it
then
down.
what if they go, I don't understand. And then they pull out their alien gun, they point it at you, and they're like, "You're going to Mexican jail."
No, for real.
You're going to mention.
It can't be like this is an event that's new for a lot of people. So you gotta explain it like it's new. You can't just go in and be like, you already know what's up. Let's battle. That's it.
Yeah, for sure.
I just really hope they do a good job of opening it up to everybody, because it seems like you go to a jam. Obviously, you go to a jam, and no one's gonna explain to you what's happening unless you have a friend, and you're not gonna know what's. If I was walking down the street and I didn't break dance and I heard music and I went in and was watching, I wouldn't know what a battle was, how it worked, how anything worked, until someone explained it to me. This person goes and this person. I mean, every time I watch it with people that are new, I have to explain to them, oh, this person's gonna go and this person's gonna try to top it, and then they judge who's better. But you gotta explain that. I'm
definitely kind of worried that nobody's thinking about things like this. That's in that committee or whatever who's running it.
Yeah.
I definitely get worried that these are questions that haven't crossed their mind, because they're questions that are in my mind. They're obviously questions in your mind, and yeah, I hope they have good answers for it and they're planning for it, because I do think a lot of people that are outside of the scene are going to walk in and be like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I really want to know what's going on, but if I don't understand this, dude, I'm out.
So you think they should have like a little committee first and then talk about it before they show it? Or
I think they need, as I said,
because that's the only way to understand it, by explaining it.
I think they got to do it naturally. Like, you can't just pause the fucking thing and be like,
No,
all right, here's what breaking is, dude. And like, because everyone's gonna be like, fuck this shit. I think they need to have some commentary that is like kind of explaining how this battle is
in the beginning. You know, like at skateboarding event, they would explain the course. Like, this is the course.
Exactly.
And over here they have this. We have 5 judging on a 10-point system and blah blah blah. In the beginning, throw that out there. Boom. In the beginning. Boom. And then go on from there. But you can't just go straight to it, right? You know.
Yeah, I mean, it can't be a jerk off jam where.
And I really hope it's like, it's just presented well and like not phony, not too phony either, you know. Like, just like, not like, I don't know, just like don't like, it's cool to like do the cultural like things like, but don't go too like, I don't know, like commercial-ish, you know. Still bring the raw art to it. Because if you go too commercials, people are going to go revert right back to the 80s and right back to Beach Street. And, you know,
I definitely get worried that there's too much of a commercial and like corporate influence into breaking. I mean, I guess for instance, when you look at all of the big competitions, they're all sponsored by Red Bull or Monster or whatever the fuck. To me, I don't think that that's a bad thing, but I do think that those corporations, they have a goal in mind. Otherwise, they're not sponsoring it. It's to get their product out. So let's say there's a part of hip hop that we want to portray, and they're like, nah, that's not brand friendly. You can't do that. And then we're like, okay, let's not do that. Are we sacrificing something in order to have that? I get worried that sometimes we are, because again, there's been a big push in the scene to start doing more competitions, but this was never a competitive thing at all. This was just dancing on the floor. This was music getting played and people getting wild and rolling on the floor. Yeah. And then somehow the competitions got rolled in, and now it's like 95% of what we do.
True.
So I get worried about that kind of stuff.
I agree. Yeah, it does. But then also on the other side of it, it's like these companies, like, you have to give a little, but they are offering like BC ones, and
they're offering.
I'm not sure who else would out there aside from what, like, Silverback is going to go throw out BC ones.
See, I liked Silverback because it was Steve Graham, who's an actual b-boy, who's just very financially like, he's got a lot of financial means, and was just like, dude, I'm gonna throw money into this thing and promote the scene. And as far as I understand, there wasn't too much like strings attached to it, other than that he just wants the scene to grow. Like, he wasn't promoting.
He gave it to the b-boys to run.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he didn't have a product going like, here's the fucking UDEF, water bottles to sell or whatever.
You can't forget that Red Bull is a business.
Yeah, Red Bull is a business. Yeah,
exactly.
I mean,
so
if
they
you
have to have something.
Like, if you're part of Red Bull and you walk down with the freaking Monster Energy, there's gonna be a problem. You know what I mean?
Gang fight.
Yeah, like if you show up with the freaking Pepsi in your hand, they're gonna be like, you are out, dude. You know what I mean? So I get worried about that kind of stuff.
I couldn't imagine walking down the street having to worry about what I'm drinking.
Yeah. Actually,
it's a trip, right?
It reminds me, there was a time when Thesis walked out. He was in the BC1 and he walked out and someone was holding the Red Bull and he was just like, nah. And then he pulled up and he picked up a bottle of water and he just drank, and he's like, water. And I was like, dude, that's some balls, dude.
That is some balls.
I mean, and I'm glad that they let him do that, because it would have been one thing. Right? Yeah, they kept it in. It would have been wild if they were just like, fucking,
he should have won that.
I remember the first.
He did lose that round, so it was kind of like, maybe he had to go.
I remember the first couple BC ones, they were like heavily edited, like heavily.
Very
they were
heavily
like dubbing the music and like.
I think it's because of copyright stuff.
Yeah.
You know, they were like, we can't have this music, so we're gonna put some weird ass freaking. I don't even know what the fuck it was.
But I think they were the first. You see the first BC one, you could tell their structure. They wanted to make it like an Olympic type thing, where it's one.
They were trying to do some cool
with
stuff
another
with it,
competitor.
Yeah.
So
I think they were doing some cool stuff.
I think their intentions is good, but
yeah,
I think they should just bring more of the essence of it. Like the whole cipher, I think the cipher is way better than the whole finals.
It is, yeah.
I like that feeling, and if you look at that battle that what's his name? Icy Ice and Backpack.
Icy Ives and
how they battle, and you see how everybody's in the crowd and screaming.
Yeah,
that's what
it needs to be.
Exactly. Not like having a whole freaking round and just two competitors.
I guess that's what the Olympics would need too. Just hype. It needs to be hype. People aren't going to have fun if it's just quiet.
I do think just doing a regular ass tournament at in the Olympics is gonna be kind of boring.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a jerk off jam to me. You know what I mean? I want to see something.
Hashtag jerk off jam.
Brought to you by Jerk Off Jam. I'm gonna make a fake ad for that actually. But no, like I mean, what was I saying? Like, I want to see a new concept that really like ties into what real breaking is, and have that be what is on the Olympics rather than just some regular ass tournament.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, because it just gets kind of boring to me.
And honestly, I don't like it on the stage. I think you lose a lot of the feeling of what, like looking, even if you, when you look at a battle on the stage, it's different. But when you have it on the cipher, you feel the essence.
It's true. I was actually, I think we were talking about off stream about jams and how they can be more hype, or we were saying that on here too, actually. But I do find that the venue actually plays a large part on it too.
Yeah.
Like if you were at a basketball court place, that like kills it. But if you're in a small place where it's tight, where it's cipher style, it can be a lot more hype than that.
More intimate.
Where you're so packed that you can't move.
Yeah. I mean, the difference I think is like we're at a high school gym, you know, and this place sucks, or we're at a freaking club and it's hype and like this, you know, there's like a lot of music going on. I mean, I don't know. I get a way different vibe from that.
The volume at the jam too. I guess that made it more hype too. I remember some jams where they were just so loud, my ears were ringing when I left. But it was like really hype, and I'm like exhausted. But I had a great time.
Yeah. I mean, it feels.
Yeah, music matters a lot, man.
It definitely.
Like when I went to Outbreak and Fusic, I don't know, you guys know who Fusic is?
Live band.
Yeah, they were live, and it makes you dance different just hearing it. Mm-hmm. So it does make a big difference.
Yeah, definitely. Music is a big piece. I mean, it's number one, I think.
Yeah.
It's number one. Like, you can't dance without the music, so you got to have some dope music.
Even practices are kind of killed with no music.
Dude,
it's true.
Right? Someone always has to have it, or you just don't feel like right. I've been to some of those Berkeley, like Dwinell Hall practices, and they didn't have music, or we weren't allowed to have music. It's a quiet session.
God.
Yeah, because they have classrooms right next door. They had classrooms right next door, and they'd come out and get pissed off, so it'd be like silent practice. People would like battle and be like,
yeah.
What?
Yeah, I've been to a few of them. They're all bad.
Yes.
Yeah, you're almost like,
but
let's
you're
just
so
go home,
hungry
dude.
to practice that you do it anyways. You stay
That's
for
dope.
3 hours.
That's
practice.
dedication. That's a dedication. That's.
I remember there's a
That's
video on
real
YouTube
breaking.
of a bunch of Dwinell Hall breakers. They're battling and it just everyone's.
Yeah.
That's a trip.
Yeah, dude. Well, that's the real hip hop. Let's bring that shit back, dude. Before we go, is there any like where can people find you? Any other last minute shout outs?
Oh, last minute shout outs. Okay, so you can find me on Twitch channel Zodi1000. I host my claim sales that we were talking about in the beginning there. That's ZODI1000. And then I'm on Instagram as Zodi123. And I also want to give a huge shout out to my crew, Ill Flavor Rejects. They're throwing a jam on September 18th. It's called Natural Selection. It's in San Diego. It's a 2v2 and also a 7 to smoke.
Oh, 7 to smoke.
That's dope.
Dude,
I love the 7 to smoke.
Let me pitch an
7 to
idea
smoke.
to you guys.
Yeah.
Maybe it's dumb, maybe it's not. I pitched this to Davey multiple times, but I don't know. It goes in one ear. What about a 2-on-2 7 to smoke, where you take turns?
What? That's
kinda
dope.
Because you know when a 7 to smoke, dude gets gassed, right?
Yeah,
you
yeah.
do 3, you're on your 3rd round. Guys coming out fresh, you're gassed. Imagine if you had somebody else, you could pick like, okay, you got this one. Okay, I got this one. Okay, I'm gonna go.
Dude, and you could do routines and stuff too.
Yeah, but you could
That'd be
pick like
interesting.
because when 7 smoke, like everyone's gassed. Dude does a flare, walks out, he's puking. You know, it's like if you could alternate, like, hey, you got this one because you got the energy. Okay, I got the energy. I'm gonna go. I think there would be a lot more like you'd probably have to up the number. It'd probably be like 10 to smoke or something.
That's usually how.
It has
Like
to be
somebody
10 to
loses
smoke.
anyways, is they're just tired
They're just
and they're
gassed.
like,
They can't
and
do
then
it
they're like,
anymore.
all right, well, you obviously lost, so it's this guy.
Yeah, that is it. You're right. He's just gassed, and they pick the other
I
person.
guess,
But dude, imagine if you could just switch off. Like you have a partner.
Dude, you get some wild.
You have to
battles.
do like 12 to smoke or something.
Yeah, right. You have to up it
Yeah.
because 7 would probably be past.
Yeah.
But if you up the number, I think it's a good
That's
concept.
dope. That's really dope.
I
Go
like
ahead if
that
you're out
idea.
there. Go ahead and use it because Davey's not using
Let's
it. Davey,
go.
shout out.
God damn it, Davey. Get your shit together.
Come on, bro.
Come on to the podcast.
That's gonna
and
be
we're gonna
the
convince you to do
Ill
this.
Flavor Rejects. No 7 to smoke.
Call it 7-2-2 smoke.
7-2 to smoke.
Yes.
That's dope,
14
man.
to smoke.
14 smoke.
That's dope.
Yeah, dude, I like that idea. Well, I guess with that being said, dude, thanks for coming on.
Thank you,
It's
guys.
been great. Check him out.
Thank you for the gifts.
Yeah, thank you very
Hey,
much.
oh,
dude.
there's a bobblehead in there too.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, man, I didn't open it up. Yeah, it was heavy, and I didn't open it up. Yeah. So thanks for. Oh, hell yeah.
I was thinking maybe you could put it on your table. Or
Oh,
something.
dude, that's actually really
decoration for.
Oh shit.
So we always talk about Fallout for hours at practice. So
No, yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. I was so addicted to this game at one point in my life. Dude.
enjoy.
Damn,
Enjoy.
that's
Yeah,
crazy.
thanks, man. This is tight. Well, yo, check him out. Claim Show, Game Show, Zodi. What is it? 123.
Zodi 1000 on Twitch.
1000.
Zodi 123 on Instagram.
All right, thanks. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, do some other shit, hit the whatever heart button, all that other shit. Follow us. You know, Noise of the Broke Boys.
Noise of the
See you at
Broke
the
Boys.
next jerk off jam.
Jerk off
See you
jams.
at the next
We're coming
Jerk Off
for you.
Jam.
All right, thanks. Sorry, the
out.
show sucks. Peace.